Oh, hi, and welcome once again to Bits and Banter. And right now, we are here to talk about the third test match between England and India, which is starting on a brand new stadium in an old city. And we'll see what happens. So, welcome, Bala. Good
Yeah,
morning.
good morning, Raj. Yeah, obviously we are talking about the pink ball test match, the second pink ball test match in the annals of Indian history in India, because we had a pink ball at Calcutta against Bangladesh, which India won comfortably. So we are getting to Ahmedabad, which, as you said, the brand new stadium, but in an old location because the stadium it's new, but the uh, pitch is technically it's a old one. Old one in the sense it has seen cricket before.
Yeah, the stadium has seen a lot of cricket before. So, yeah, Sardar Patel Stadium, Motera is the place. And but the stadium looks bright, right? Bright and brilliant. And
Bright and brilliant, and everybody who has seen it in person, they have had only great words for it.
yeah, I remember seeing the words put out by Ben Stokes and the English
Yes.
team who were running all over the place. And then you also had some of the Indian players going gaga. I mean, you had Ashwin and doing some Bhangra, some dance steps and all within this thing. You hear that there is a gym within the stadium. So it's a most important thing. It is the biggest cricket stadium because the seating capacity is supposed to be 110,000 people.
Though we may not, we will not see that much
Yeah.
capacity because for obvious reasons,
Yes.
because stadium capacity in terms of public being allowed is being halved for obvious COVID restrictions.
Yes. So, which brings us to the pitch. What do you know about the pitch? How do you want to pitch the pitch?
I mean, I really don't know because, but there has been a lot of chatter around the pitch, not just in India. Well, English media organizations have also been speculating about it. But the general belief is India wouldn't want to cede the advantage to England, and quite rightly so, because and Rohit Sharma has rightly said the pitch will be tending to in favor of the home team, which I
Yeah.
should it is pretty fair, but it is too early to speculate because there is also a green cover, and being a pink ball cricket, and there will be a lot of moisture on the pitch because of the green cover. Though I mean the belief is technically it will help the swing bowlers more than what it did in the second test.
Yeah. And then there is also the timing, right, Bala? Because, I mean,
Exactly.
the game starts midway through the day and goes on till about 8 in the night or something like that, right?
Dew factor
7:30.
also
Yeah.
kicks in.
Yeah. I mean, you need to give the due.
It's due
Yeah.
exactly,
So, yeah, bad
and that
pun
is
as
also the
always.
due. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But it's not the Duke ball; it's the SG ball.
SG ball. Yeah. Luckily, there is a third due is missing. Yeah. So for me, the thing is that the conversation around the home advantage, I think it has been sort of, I think, done to dust nowadays, if I can
Exactly.
use that terminology. I think it is normal. Every team that goes and plays everywhere, they need to sort of figure it out now. Sri Lanka had the home advantage, but England took better advantage of Sri Lanka's home advantage, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. You're
So,
right.
I don't think this sort of cuts any ice anymore. I mean, it's the same old hoary old cliche which has been going around. So Australia does that. England does that. South Africa does that. Unless, of course, like Rohit Sharma brought a very good point, which we will keep for some other discussion, some other days. Maybe ICC should step in and make all the pitches same.
Same. Fair
So
enough.
fair enough.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. And just one point, the last time, I mean, India and England have played in Ahmedabad. And the last time, I mean, Ashwin also played, but he didn't have he opened the bowling as a spinner. But what happened was the other left arm spinner, Pragyan Ahuja, had a better test. He had a five-fer and a four-fer. So, and another player who did pretty well for India was the pacer Umesh Yadav.
Yeah. So which actually brings us to the next point, actually. The team.
Exactly.
What would they be doing? What would the Indian team be in your mind, at least? Because he already, you mentioned Umesh Yadav. Umesh Yadav, assuming
Is
he's fit, he is replacing Shardul Thakur, right?
Yeah,
That's
in the
what we hear
squad, in the
in the
squad.
squad. Yeah.
Whether he gets into the team or not is a $1 million question. But obviously, I certainly think Jasprit Bumrah will walk into the team in place of Kuldeep. Whether they go on to remove Siraj and bring in Umesh Yadav or not is something that's open for debate. And the rest of the team, the rest of the batting lineup, KL Rahul is fit and is available for selection, but I don't think they will go ahead and make that change. I personally think the batting order is more or less settled,
Sorted. Yeah.
sorted, and there is also a stray talk that Pandya, Hardik Pandya is fit and raring to go, but I don't think I have not read anywhere or seen any photos of him bowling. So if at all he is going to come, he will be coming in as a batsman, but I don't think there is a possibility for that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bala, because the only action picture of Hardik Pandya is him dancing with Ashwin. I mean, that doesn't give us too much of an indication as to what
Whether
he's.
he's good.
So, I mean, based on that, we will never go beyond that. So, I agree to you. The only change, if at all, you might say that would be, will India still play with three spinners when they see the pitch on the I mean, just before going into the match, or they go with three medium pace, pace bowlers. So if it is three spinners, Bumrah might come in place of Siraj or Ishant. I mean, likely Siraj because Ishant is just one test away from his 100th test. I think India will go with Ishant, and I think it's but fair to the dude here. I mean, he has been slogging his butt off for ages now.
A reliable warhorse, if you can say.
Yeah. I mean, and he's getting old, so he's a reliable aging warhorse.
Exactly.
So we might actually as well give him that. So that is the only change. I agree with you. The batting takes care of itself. England, what do you think about England? Because England is in a state where the ones you want to play are not there.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously, I think not obviously, but I think they'll because Crawley is available, Zach Crawley is available, so he'll perhaps replace Rory Burns, and Lawrence will be replaced by Barstow in terms of batting. And certainly Archer and Anderson are coming because the ball is expected to swing, being the pink ball. So Anderson is there. Of course, Jofra Archer is there. In which case, Broad and Stone may go. Wood is available for selection. I don't know whether they will play Wood because Moeen Ali is obviously not available. So Dom Bess may get in a look. Or if they think it is only a pace bowler, they will be better served by a pace bowler. Wood might get a chance or Broad might get a chance.
So you are saying that they will go with 3-1. I mean, because see, my problem with the England team is that Ben Stokes, we don't know why he is not bowling. I mean, he bowled, but he has not bowled.
Right. I mean, Root specifically said there is no injury concern. We just preserving.
For what? For what?
Perhaps bigger tests like the one that we are going to have at Ahmedabad. I'm just saying, starting a guess, man.
Yeah. So which is where the challenge is. See, if you play two spinners, then England need to go with Anderson definitely and Archer definitely, and Dom Bess comes in definitely and in place of Moeen Ali, which sort of, I mean, it doesn't sort of really mess up with their batting because I think Moeen Ali has really not batted, barring that last few deliveries where he went berserk and he got CSK, audition for IPL and got into CSK. So that served his purpose. I mean, I'm just kidding. We need to say that.
Oh, you're not really.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I mean,
go ahead. Sorry.
So I mean, it'll be a sort of a conundrum for them, is what I feel. I mean, they will probably have more concerns about selection than India has today. I mean, would I be fair in saying that?
I would think they'll have a better lineup than they had for the second test because the batting gets bolstered with the arrival of Barstow in place of Lawrence. And Zach Crawley, I mean, though he didn't do well, between Zach Crawley and Crawley and Rory Burns, it's touch and go because Rory Burns has not produced the kind of runs that England wanted. So Crawley comes in. Batting gets better with Barstow because he's a good player of spin and he has had century against India, so he is good. Bowling is also Archer and Anderson are certainly better than Broad and Stone. I mean, Stone was impressive. Even in that condition, he was impressive. But I would still think England's, I mean, they have selectoral conundrums, but they have better choices for this test.
Okay. So now, I mean, just before we round up, so who do you think would be the key players from both sides? Let us take India first, and then we'll go to England. I mean, batting,
I would think Shubman Gill is due for a big one because he has been. I mean, you have pointed out in our previous discussions that he has been getting the starts, but not really converting them. So he needs a 3-figure mark to start off, and he can hold the key. And if somebody like him starts off, because he is not a player who is going to dawdle, so he will be very good. And another player, obvious player, is Cheteshwar Pujara. Last time India and England played, he scored a double century. So, and he will be obviously very key. He has had a quite serious so far in this particular season after the high of Australia. So, in terms of batting, I would certainly think Cheteshwar Pujara and Gill have, because these two, I mean, they have been relatively quiet for in the first two tests. So, in terms of batting, I would see them. But in terms of bowling, I would want you to hear your mind.
Bowling, Ashwin obviously is the obvious person, because he has had a terrific series so far. The first Test match, despite India's loss, it was not due to him. I mean, he bowled pretty well, and
That a
and
six
so
for
yeah, and had a 6-4 in the second innings. And first innings, obviously they got the sweep was employed, and obviously they got things wrong. In my mind, I feel pink ball test, I would actually think Ishant has a very crucial role to play. I somehow feel Ishant Sharma would his ability. See, of late he is pitching it up. He's getting. He's allowing the ball to swing. He's actually making that difference. Unless, of course, Ishant isn't there, and by some quirk, Umesh Yadav gets in, or Siraj is the one handling the ball. I don't know, but I feel that if he is there, he would be a key person here. And Bumrah, I think Bumrah would be that one of those, that surprise element, shock element that India can actually afford to. Sort of bowl a few at the neck and crop of the batsman. So,
I mean, I'll also play a devil's advocate because I would still think Siraj has. I mean, if he gets a chance to play in this test, he can be also quite a handful because he is pretty good in swinging conditions.
correct.
So I would still think Siraj can have a role to play, and with this confidence very high, and he being bubbling with confidence, I think he may have a chance. I really,
So
it's my feeling, gut feeling.
I agree, because see, we are again going with what we presumed. Two fast bowlers versus three fast bowlers. If it is three fast bowlers, I think Bala, you are bang on. That's exactly the thing. If India sort of sticks around with the three spinners category thing, then you might expect one of these two to be critical. Although, in this case, if it is two bowlers, I would actually think Bumrah would be the surprise, and Ishant would be the guy who can actually pick up wickets on the other end.
Exactly.
That is the way I would see it.
Yeah. England, Anderson obviously has a very crucial, because swinging conditions, spin ball, and he is a pass master at Anderson and Barstow, because Barstow, he was also impressive in. He was getting into stride in Sri Lanka, and he can unsettle the spinners because he has the ability to hit those big shots, dance down the wicket. So those two players whom we didn't see in the second test, can be quite the difference that England is looking for.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And just to push the envelope further, I would say, assuming Ben Stokes bowls, he could be a third element, because he would. He's that hit the deck sort of bowler. So is Archer, to be honest.
Let's be very clear. Just to make things clear, Archer, Joe Root, Kohli, I think they're obviously great players, and they will obviously make it. So we are not getting there for obvious reasons.
Yeah. So you're right. To say that Virat Kohli needs to score a century, it's like poor Tendulkar. Every time the guy came out to bat, you would say, "Abhi century bana." He either se banayega, poor chap. That's true. So I think you are right. I'll only say that Archer would be that surprise weapon if, assuming he's picked, where he can hit the deck. See, one thing we don't know still is whether there is bounce on the wicket, any sort of bounce, or lack of it.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, because that is what is.
I'll ask you one question also before we wind up. See, the last time he played in, a day and nighter was in Adelaide, and our memories of that would not be great. Would that have an impact?
I feel it should not. Now, whether it does or not, only time will tell. I feel it should not, because see, in the Adelaide test also, it wasn't. It was just that one session in broad daylight that made a difference. True. Nothing to do with the lights, nothing to do with the pink ball, not seeing the pink ball, nothing to do whatsoever with anything else except brain fades. It's like, I was watching Bharat Tarun and Ashwin's conversation that day. So Bharat Tarun was, he's got this, I never knew he had this impish side to him. So he was saying, "Ennappa, I mean, number edge kuda pannalappa. I mean, whatever we were hitting, it was going to the slips here.
Exactly,
There
exactly.
was no edging here, edge and drop. I mean, straight away it was going to the field.
Yeah, exactly.
We were
So
not
one
even
of those-
trying.
One of
Yeah.
those afternoons when nothing went right for us.
So that was the key element for me. I think that is pretty much what it is. So
And one word about toss. I mean, what do you think?
I hope the toss stops having a meaning, because I think Rohit Sharma said that about the pitch. I just want to quote him and say it's the same for the toss.
Fair
Both
enough.
sides get to play on the same pitch. One guy gets it first, the other guy gets it second. So just because one guy got it first doesn't mean the other guy. See, இதுல எப்படி சொல்றதுன்னா, see, நம்ம இப்ப கல்யாண சத்திக்கு போவோம் இல்லையா? Do you say that the guy who is sitting in the first round gets the best?
The general belief is that pandikku mundu.
No, that is because you want to catch the bus, man, and go home. It's nothing to do with the food, because I can tell
The
you
general belief is you get the best because you get served pretty well.
Yeah, no,
I
see,
mean,
that is because
We are
the guy
obviously
who is
meandering,
serving,
Raj, because
guy
we
who
are
is-
discussing food.
yeah, the guy who is giving it, he will be more interested. By the time the second time he's starting to feel hungry. So that is the difference. Anyway, I think that is good enough for today. We'll catch up at the end of the day's play on day 1, which starts in 2 days time, right? On Wednesday, which starts.
Exactly,
Right?
Wednesday.
So we'll see you then, and keep in touch, keep writing and sharing your views, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Bala. Bye bye.
My pleasure. Bye.
Adios.